We are at a crossroads. Europe prefers dialogue and solutions, but we are fully prepared to act if necessary.
Ursula von der Leyen says the world order has changed and there's no going back. The European Commission President is warning that the shift underway is not just seismic but permanent. According to von der Leyen, we now live in a world defined by raw power, not rules. She says Europe must urgently speed up its push for independence, build new levels of power, and stop relying on others to guarantee its security. That warning comes as tensions escalate between Europe and the United States, driven by Donald Trump's renewed push to acquire Greenland. Von der Leyen has strongly criticised the White House's threats to impose new tariffs on European countries opposing the plan, calling security-based tariffs simply wrong. She says European leaders are meeting this week to agree a response, stressing that while the EU prefers dialogue, it is ready to act with unity, urgency, and determination. Let's hear from Ursula von der Leyen.
We now live in a world defined by raw power, whether economic or military, technological or geopolitical. And while many of us may not like it, we must deal with the world as it is now. We are at a crossroads. Europe prefers dialogue and solutions, but we are fully prepared to act, if necessary, with unity, urgency and determination. Greenland is not just a territory in a key region of the world map and a land rich in critical raw materials, a strategic outpost on emerging global sea routes. It's all of these things. But above all, Greenland is home to a free and sovereign people. It is a nation with its sovereignty and its right to territorial integrity, and the future of Greenland is only for the Greenlanders to decide. The threat of additional tariffs for security reasons is simply wrong. We need our own strategic approach. This is why we're working on a package to support Arctic security. The first pillar will be a massive European investment surge in Greenland, in particular to further support the local economy and infrastructure.
That message is being echoed elsewhere in Europe. French President Emmanuel Macron says he prefers respect to bullies and the rule of law to brutality. His comments follow Trump's threat to slap a 200% tariff on French wine and champagne after Paris declined to join his so-called Board of Peace. Macron is now among those urging Brussels to prepare retaliation, including an EU anti-coercion mechanism nicknamed the Trade Bazooka. And Russia is watching all of this closely. Moscow's tabloids are openly mocking Trump's Greenland ambitions, predicting NATO unity will weaken even further. One Russian ambassador suggesting the alliance is no longer all for one and one for all. Russian lawmakers warn that forcing a deal would violate international law, concluding the US president may still be testing just how far he can go.
There's nothing more important than keeping your money and your identity safe online. With so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. This video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice easier for GB News viewers. And with their new winter sale, ExpressVPN is offering a huge saving of up to 80% off if you act now. Plus an extra 4 months free. Click the link now or scan the QR code to claim.
A couple of weeks ago, the Davos summit was all going to be dominated by Ukraine because everybody thought the president would be there. They were trying to get him to sign up to security measures. Ukraine will be virtually mentioned at this Davos summit. It's all going to be about the Chagos Islands and, of course, Greenland, because Trump is dominating the agenda. He will be speaking there later on today.
And you do wonder if some of the relationships that have been built since Trump became president, so with Macron, with Starmer, with some of the other European leaders, have been completely trashed by Trump posting private messages of their text messages online for all the world to see.
It is extraordinary. This guy does business in a way no other president of the United States has done before. And I don't ever feel sorry for prime ministers, but Keir Starmer decided he could woo this president. He decided that he knew best, but, I mean, I'm afraid the president is running rings around him again.
I'm not sure it is possible to woo President Trump.
I don't think it is.
I think that's what everybody's finding out. Well, President Trump says he's very confident that things will work out pretty well on Greenland, as he confirms lots of Davos meetings ahead.
I think something's going to happen that's going to be very good for everybody. I think that we will work something out where NATO is going to be very happy and where we're going to be very happy. But we need it for security purposes. We need it for national security and even world security. It's very important. How about it?
So, Andrew, I wonder what we can expect from Trump's day in Davos. It didn't start very well. His plane had to turn around before they'd fully left America and switched to a new plane because of some electrical faults.
Yeah.
Are we going to have another day of headlines?
I think we are, and he revels in it, doesn't he? And the French president will be there, Macron, in his sunglasses, and because he's got an eye problem. But he's been incredibly rude about Macron. He's been pretty rude about the British Prime Minister this time, hasn't he? And I have to say, we have been very critical of the Prime Minister on this programme for never being here, never here. I'm sorry, I think he's called it wrong again. I think he should be in Davos, but I'm told the reason he didn't go is because the President of the United States has not allocated time to
see him, and so it would look like a rejection indeed.
Yeah.
There was a story though in the Times today talking about how the European leaders' decision to send a military delegation to Greenland, remember we sent that one soldier, was actually what irritated Trump into making those remarks about taking Greenland by force if necessary, and that actually that was a mistake for European countries to put troops in Greenland, and it was that inspired his decision to impose tariffs. I mean, who knows? But certainly something changed about his demeanour from talking about buying it to saying he would take it by force.
And also of the Chagos Islands, we still haven't got to the bottom. So back in February last year, he supported Britain's balmy idea, in my view, to give the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. They've never owned Mauritius, by the way. Mauritius has never owned the Chagos Islands, all because to sate the Prime Minister's colonial guilt. And now, of course, the President is saying it's a really stupid act. What's going to happen there? Because
absolutely.
If you remember David Lammy, who was Foreign Secretary, said the deal would not go ahead if the American President did not support it. The American President does not support it, and the deal has not been finalised in Parliament yet. And yet we're told by ministers they're going to press ahead with giving Chagos Islands to Mauritius. We're not giving it to them. We're paying them to take it. And £101 million a year.
And David Blair, the Telegraph's foreign editor, who we often have on this programme, he suggested yesterday that once we've handed it over to Mauritius, Trump could just go along and buy it.
Yeah.
They have a GDP of just £11 billion a year. Yeah. That's nothing to America. Yeah. The Americans could offer them several billion and buy the asset that they then own for their military use that we would then have no permission to use.
We'd have no permission to use, and we would lose our influence yet again on the world stage would be massively diminished, because that military base on the Chagos Islands is hugely strategically important. Because of its position, it's about monitoring shipping lines, and it's in an ideal position. I mean, but Starmer once said it is the foundation of our security, that military airbase, and yet he's giving it away to Mauritius.
And if Trump does act in Iran, and there are some military movements that suggest he may still be considering that, Diego Garcia will be a really important base for launching military action. And so maybe it's that that's brought it to his attention. Who knows?
It could be. Well, who knows? But we will know more, and we will keep you posted, because we will be going live to Davos to talk to people who are there later, because normally I think it's just a chattering class load of hot air.
But there's some serious issues to discuss at the moment.